All right, what's going on, everybody? Good afternoon. I was about to say good morning, but good afternoon. Good evening. How's everybody doing? Let me know if you guys can hear me real quick in the chat. What's good? What's good? Before we get started, we're going to get started in a couple minutes here. Literally, we're going to get straight to the point. Get ready to the session and deep dive in 1 minute. Just want to know if you guys can hear me good. And yo, where is everybody tuning in from? It's a little bit past 3 o'clock right now. So right now it's 3:15, a little bit past 3. We're about to deep dive into some information. Where are you guys tuning in from? I see we got Croatia, UK. Let me know if you guys can hear me good in the chat. We're going to get this session started in 1 minute. All right. Yo, yo. Who's here? So, we got some good information we're going to go over today, but before we deep dive into everything, before I show you my strategy today, I want to talk about some things that separate profitable traders from everybody else first, all right? And it's not patterns, it's not signals, it's not a crazy indicator that you're missing, it's not some secret that you think you're missing, all right? It's what happens here every single day consistently, right? So consistently, that's a key word I'm going to use right there, right? It's what happens here every day on a consistent basis. And like I like to say, you guys are here, you guys are showing up. You're here because you understand that leveling up is a part of everything, but how are you going to level up? You're going to show up, right? So you guys are traders. Everyone's here because they're a trader. And they want to level up, and showing up is the first step. And most people don't even make it really this far onto calls like this. Most people watch content all day. They scroll. They waste time. They say they're going to start, but they don't end up committing to the process. So in trading, it's not about who the smartest person is or who knows the most information. It's not about who knows the most. It's about who shows up consistently. Because in trading in this game, it's going to test your emotions. It's going to test your patience. It's going to test your discipline. All that stuff. It's going to test all of your emotions. Everything. And if you're not willing to go through that part, being tested, going through some ups and downs, going through some learning curves, if you're not willing to go through that, you might not make it in trading. So you're here right now. Shows that you're ahead of most people, all right? So let's get into it, guys. We're going to go over some interesting stuff today. We're going to tie some stuff together. I did class number 1 earlier today. This is class number 2, right? So we're breaking down the exact system that I've used to generate millions of dollars trading over these classes, these free classes, right? This is class number 2 at the moment. We already did class number 1. Class number 2 is on the way. And then we got class number 3 tonight. All right, class number 3 is tonight. This is class number 2. So I'm going to tie some things together from the first session that I did today. So if you missed the first session, make sure you watch it. All right, make sure you watch class number 1. Make sure everybody, if you didn't watch class number 1, everybody make sure you watch class number 1 from start to finish. It was like 50 minutes. It wasn't even that long because you missed out on some stuff if you were not there. And if you're new here, make sure you stay on to the end of the call because I have a special gift and I have some nice stuff, some cool stuff to show everyone if you are new here. But before we get into the strategy, like I said, I want to talk about some things. Some of you guys might be going through, some psychology, all right? And then we're going to get into the strategy, all right? But for those that do not know me, my name is Evan. I've been trading for over 10 years now in the markets, 11 years actually. Started trading and learning how to trade kind of like you guys when I was working a job. And at the time, cryptocurrency was kind of getting new, right? Bitcoin was at like $1,200. So I started learning about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as well, investing into cryptocurrency early, you could say. A little bit of time, luck in there. Timing is key and everything. But when Bitcoin's 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 one day, people are always going to say, you were lucky with time, all right? So timing is everything. But when Bitcoin was $1,200, I first saw Bitcoin when it was $1,200. Bitcoin right now is $76,000. When I first saw Bitcoin, it was 1200 USD. And that was expensive to me at the time. I was an 18-year-old, like 17, 18-year-old, seeing this thing, and I'm like, this is expensive, yo. But I still learned, I still stuck with it consistently. Learn more, didn't, learn. And eventually you stick with it. And now we're here. All right, so let's talk about why most traders fail real quick. And it's not because of a bad strategy. It's really just because of bad mindset, discipline, fear, impatience. Those types of things kick in. Things that kill more accounts are those things I just said. Bad mindset, bad discipline, bad fear, impatience. Those things blow more accounts than a bad trade setup will. Because at least if you're a professional trader like myself and you have experience, you can look at a bad trade and be like, that was a bad trade. I shouldn't have took that trade, right? But if you're just trading off of emotion, it's not really stuff to refine there. You just kind of end up as an emotional trader, right? So over these free classes, we're going to be talking about the winner's identity, the winner's framework. Winners think in probabilities, not outcomes. We think about protecting capital first, and we play the long-term game. All right, so take notes along the way, guys. If you were not on the session that I did earlier, class number 1, make sure you watch class number 1, guys, because we ran through a lot of things already just on that first class. So make sure you go check it out, like I said, if you missed it. But we primarily focus on gold. So I specialize in gold trading. And gold, I think, is something everyone needs to learn the right way. Most traders are scared of gold when they first start trading it. Gold is scary. It's hard to trade. No, it's not that gold is hard to trade. Gold is not hard to trade if you know how to trade, if you understand how to approach it. You can't just come to gold like every other thing that you trade. You can't. You have to learn the map for gold. Everything has their own map. Cryptocurrencies have their own map. Indices have their own map. Forex, currency pairs, like Euro USD, GBP USD, USD Japan, USD CAD, GBP JPY. Those have their own maps. You can't take those maps and apply it to gold. It's not going to work. You need the gold map, right? Gold is unique in terms of its behavioral characteristics, the behaviors that it makes. Gold is one of the most consistent. I think everyone needs to learn gold the right way and not be afraid of it. Most traders are scared of gold, but I like to say gold is the game. Gold is one of the most consistent, I think, readable assets in the world. If you have the right system, you have the right approaches, and that also involves the right mindset. It will reward you consistently. It's the type of thing you can see setups on consistently. And you just need to understand the basics of trading. But when it comes to the basics, you need to master them. Most traders don't even master the basics before they start strategy hopping from one strategy to another strategy to another strategy. I've seen the same cycle repeat over and over and over again. When you find a strategy, you don't test it long enough, you don't even use it long enough, you have that first bad trade, or you have a losing streak, or you blow an account, whatever, you have a bad week, right? And then you jump to the next strategy, looking for the perfect strategy that will not make you lose. But most traders don't understand that losing is essentially a part of the game, all right? So before we get into the charts real quick, guys, reminder for anybody who's new here, right? I have a little gift and some stuff I want to show you at the end of the call. So make sure you stay till the end. We're going to get to the charts in a minute, and I'll answer some questions. And the last 5-10 minutes of the call, I'll answer some questions. We'll be on for another 30 more minutes. We're going to be breaking down the charts for pretty much the rest of the call. All right. And then I got some cool stuff to show you guys at the end. So I'm not here to really talk about like me and, all this mindset stuff. We could talk about mindset and everything all day, but this is the basics here, right? I'm here to show you guys exactly what I do day by day. And at the end of this session, if you guys have questions, feel free to ask in the chat. All right. So gold, I specialize in gold trading. I've been trading gold for years, guys. And all these things like the trend, We went over this a bit earlier. We went over support and resistance. We went over round numbers. I'm going to tie some of this stuff together with you guys, but we're going to talk more about timing on this call now. So we're going to talk a little bit more about timing. Last call, I didn't talk too much about timing, which is going to be important because after I got off the call today, guess what I did? I took a trade on gold. And one of the key things that involves the trade that I took after I got off class number 1 today was timing. So we're going to tie some things in together today, and we're going to talk a bit about timing. And I'm going to be breaking down real quick some trades that I've taken this week. Guys, if you are inside the inner circle, I've been sending signals every day. And if you're on class number 1, I broke down some trades. Those are trades that I actually took today. So I'm not breaking down trades that are just random, that could be, oh, you could have bought here, oh, you could have sold here. I'm actually breaking down signals that I sent today to anyone in the inner circle. I sent a signal around London session for gold buys, and then sent a signal for New York session for gold sells. This is actually after class number 1. If you're on class number 1, I got off the charts. What did we do? We went straight to the charts and we caught some sells. So we're going to break that down and talk a bit about timing on this session. All right. Timing is something that's really, really important because not all hours move with purpose. The market likes to move with more purpose around specific hours. All right. So we could say there is random hours, or there could be setups, entries, things that we might want to ignore, especially depending on the time, right? Not every setup is going to be worth your attention, right? Worth your energy, right? So for me and gold, one of the main pillars I focus on is timing, right? If you're a trader and you're past the basics, you probably know what the London session is, the New York session, and the Tokyo session. Because gold, very consistent to trade, but most traders don't realize gold is the #1 reserve asset in the world, right? Has a huge market cap. It's widely traded. It's the world's #1 reserve asset for a reason, and it's widely traded. So there's a lot of volume on gold day by day, session by session, you could say. London session, New York session, Tokyo session. So you guys know how you go to work at the same time every day. You clock in for your work time, right? It's like you start work at 9 o'clock or you start work at 12 o'clock. Just kind of like how London session starts at 3 a.m., right? I like to get ready for work a little bit before London session. So it's something I call pre-market. I like to be on the charts a little bit before the sessions start, before, let's say, work starts, right? Get ready, right? See what's happened. See what price is doing. Check my indicators. Check my zones. Check my support and resistance levels. See what I missed, right? And see if there's any setups, maybe something loading for London session, right? Not that I directly trade right at 3 in the morning, but I like to get ready for it kind of around what's called late Tokyo session. All right, we call it late Tokyo session, which is like pre-London, okay? Because gold, you got to remember, that might seem like a random hour, late Tokyo, but you got to remember, you got Asia, Singapore, right? Hong Kong, Tokyo, right? And then you go into Europe time, UK, London, Frankfurt. So these sessions actually matter in terms of showing up. If you want to show up consistently, your better odds of having more probability in your trades are positioning them around these hours. You could spend more hours in random times, or you could spend fewer hours around the right times. Most traders spend more hours collectively around just all times in the market, whereas professionals will spend fewer hours near the right times, right? To maybe catch the moves that are more meaningful, okay? So, when we talk about that and gold, we have 3 major sessions. So today I actually took a trade in New York session. Now, the key thing about London session, I'm going to show you guys this on the chart. I'm going to show you guys a few examples before I break down today's trades, all right? So, for example, let's look at this day here on gold. Right now you can see I have London session and New York session highlighted. So the beginning is when London session starts. The middle here, you can see where New York session begins, is the orange there. All right. Now there's sort of a sweet spot in the middle, right? There's sort of a sweet spot here in the middle. Does anybody know what that is called? That little spot right there. Does anybody in the chat know what that is called? Let me know. Let me know in the chat if you guys know what that is called. So we could see, and I'm gonna check and see what you guys say, but we could see London session can have a trend or a direction. This is very common to see with gold trading. London session can set a move, right? When you're looking at London session, we're just gonna talk about London session, right? London session can often set a movement into New York session. So we can clearly see London session was bullish. This would be bullish, right? London session was pushing up into New York session. So that's key to understand day by day about how price usually behaves. Often London can set a move. Now New York session, right, is either going to continue London session's move. Most of the time, I find it's going to reverse London session's movement. So this is key in terms of timing, right? This is a key thing to understand in terms of timing. Because you can see on this day, London session pushes up, but you can see in the middle, and it's called the overlap. So what it's called is the overlap. When London session and New York session start overlapping, that overlap is often where you get a reversal. So if you guys were on class number 1, remember how I started class number 1 today, and I said I like to look for reversals, right? If you were on class number 1, you'll see when I started talking about the chart, I started saying I'm like a reversal trader, and there's different ways you can spot reversals. And you'll also hear me saying on class number 1, in different market conditions, doesn't matter if you're in an uptrend, a downtrend, a choppy market, with the techniques and the way I've learned to trade, it could be in any market condition that you can spot reversals, right? So this is, again, what I'm teaching you, reversals. So in class number 1, you would have seen me going over the line chart in the beginning, marking the line chart, talking about how I like to look for shifts, right? Turning points in the market. So like I said, if you missed class number 1, make sure you go check out the full stream. It was a good stream. So London session sets a direction. New York session reverses it. This is a key thing to understand here about the charts in terms of timing, because this is repetitive, right? This is a repetitive behavior. Now we could even line up a whole number with that. If you're on the call, again, we talked about whole numbers. One of the pillars that I focus on is those round numbers, right? As I was saying earlier, gold reacts very well to round numbers, whole numbers. So these are round levels ending in 0, 25, 50, 75. These levels are often where institutions place their orders, and they serve as key support and resistance levels. So these matter. I've been trading these bad boys since 2018, I'll tell you. And I'll tell you, they matter. I've been trading these things since 2018. Maybe before some of you guys even knew what a pip was, or an uptrend or a downtrend, all right? Been trading these guys for a while, so they're key things to watch. So like, an example is like, and this is, look at the time I wrote this, look at the price. Example would be as if gold is trading around 46.25, look for price reactions around there instead of random levels, all right? Instead of random levels like 22 or 23, we can use these. So here's a good example of round number, right? Now what I like to do on the round numbers, and it's more advanced, right? If you're in the inner circle, I teach a lot about zones, right? So what we do is we talk about zones, right? If you train with me every single day, you're going to hear me talk a lot about zones on a consistent basis, right? How we create zones. Very effective for gold. You want to use zones in your trading. If you look at my signals, and I'm going to show you a signal that I sent today, right, earlier. Notice how I like to use these areas, right? Support and resistance is not just so linear. It can often be like an area, like a price area when it comes down to support and resistance. And whole numbers is one of those ways we can mark support and resistance as I was going over earlier on the call. All right, so you can see even here, like 47.25, you can see multiple times where this price is creating, again, resistance around there. But you can see one time specifically where it's like that move starts to come in where London is bullish. So you have like a London trend. And then you get that reversal more in New York session after you start getting some rejection candles around the whole number. So I would have taken trades, me personally, probably after this candle with my experience because it's a long wick, or for sure after one of these two candles, right? You have that long wick rejection there. So meaning the next candle would have started going down, right? So it would have looked like flipping bearish here. I probably would have entered here with my experience. But even here would have been an even better entry entering after these rejection candles at the whole number. Whole number, rejection candles, simple concept for reversals. This one here shows you some market timing. Now this market timing concept is key because it doesn't just happen once, right? Look at the next day. So I just went to a random spot, by the way, right? And then I'm going to show you some trades from today, right, that I took. And the trades that I took today, some of you guys probably took those trades with me. Like, type in the chat if you took those gold sells. Some of you guys from the inner circle might be in the chat right now. I called out gold sells this morning. Look at the time. 9:05. That's like New York Open, right? Last trade I took before that was going into London Open. So we're going to talk more about time because with the two trades I took today, there were two trades, two different times, right? Not one right after the other like most traders. Most traders overtrade. Most traders take trades too fast. Whether they win a trade, most traders, if they win a trade, they're jumping into the next trade 10 minutes later, 5 minutes later, 15 minutes later, 30 minutes later, an hour later. Most traders, they lose a trade, same thing. They're jumping into a trade 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, 30 minutes later, an hour later. You have to learn how to spread yourself out with these times, right? And I'm going to talk more about that in a minute, all right? When we talk more about mindset. So let's look at the very next day. Let's go look at the very next day. We can see this time, London is going down, right? More bearish. So we have London setting a direction into New York session. And you could see New York session giving a nice little reversal. We have that rejection candlestick now. Where does that rejection candlestick come in? Interesting enough. It comes out of 75. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? We're back testing right now. What we're doing right now is back testing the strategy, basically, right? We could see rejection candlesticks, whole numbers. This is why like singular confirmations work very, very well. But there's also like tying things in together, right? Like, okay, we have the whole number, rejection candlestick. Those are two singular confirmations that work well on their own, but together, 1 + 1 = 2, right? Those are both singular confirmations, right? Like we can use the whole number. We can use the rejection candle, right? Both of those work great on their own, right? But you can see here, 46.75. You can see how there was a precise reaction there. And then we came back to it, right? We came right back to there. This is why rejection candles are key because whole numbers can react two ways. They can react like this, right? Or they can react like this, where a rejection candle forms more around them, like a zone, like an area. I was talking about before, zones, areas. They're very, very important. You'll often see me drawing them on my chart and talking about them literally every single week. So when you look at timing, like for certain movements that are happening, like you could see here, London sets some strong movement, but eventually New York reverses that after the early hours of New York. Like here you have 10 a.m., 11 a.m. So in the morning, you're starting that reversal. But then you can see how the market ends up dumping later after. Same thing here. Like this is 11 a.m. So 10 a.m., 11 a.m. New York hours, like still like in the a.m. early hours for New York. And then at 12 o'clock, you get a reversal. 12 o'clock, if you're looking at this, that's when London session finishes. Remember that. I just gave you guys a key little secret there, right? Wink, wink. That's a key secret. London session. So when London session finishes, volume exits the market. So if you're ever seeing a strong trend, if the market's dumping, and London session's about to finish, you know you're getting reversals when London session finishes. That's usually when volume switches, when volume exits, because London session is a 9-hour session. So when it finishes, volume tends to exit, right? So you can see right at 12 o'clock here, you get a reversal. It's actually very, very common. Let's look at the next day, right? The next day. So we're tying some things in together here. Remember, if you missed class number 1, we're tying in a little bit of things together in here, but I'm talking more about timing on this one. And then we got a third lesson tonight that we're going to go over. So you can see the next day, like London session is pushing down. London session sets a direction. It sets more of a direction into New York session. New York session reverses it. So it's actually very, very key to understand, because I want you to look at what happened today. All right, I want you to look at the chart today. Blank chart here. All right. Now, I'm going to show you guys where I caught sells today real quick before I break it down. This was the trade that I took today on gold in the morning at 46.40. All right. I took this live on the inner circle session. If you're in the inner circle session, I took this live and I sent the signal. So this is one of the trades I took today on gold. Now, the thing about me is I'm able to teach a lot of different trades frequently because I send signals on a daily, weekly basis. So I'm always able to teach these experiences because some of these trades are different experiences, different encounters with price, different scenarios. All right. Not looking for trades right now. No, we already had some trades. It's all recorded. Class number 1 is recorded. Yep. Oh, next setup. Oh man, you might have to be on class number 3, or I don't know, man. Next setup's loading. I got another setup. Some of you guys are asking in the chat. Don't worry, I have another trade already loading. I already have another setup, but that might be on tonight's session, so we'll see. It's not for this session. I have another setup though. It's loading for tomorrow, Friday. There's one more trade loading. I'll tell you that much. So gold sells 46.40, right? Notice this. This is from this morning now. What was London session doing today? Right? Look at London. And even a bit before London session, right? So you can see here, London session, New York session marked here every day, zoned out. So London, New York, right? London can set a direction. New York can often reverse it. There's going to be weeks where this will happen every day. There's going to be weeks where every day you'll see this happen. I'm teaching you guys something that's repetitive, by the way. All right? You'll have weeks. Gold almost hit my full take profit. We had 350 pip trade today on gold, like a 300 pip trade. I'm going to tell you, there's going to be weeks, guys, where it'll happen every day, what I'm showing you right now. Literally, you can see the last 3 days in a row. We had a sell today where gold was pushing up. Remember what I said before I started going over this. London session can often set a direction. New York can reverse it. So look at the last 3 days. You're going to see weeks where this can happen literally every day. So notice like the trend here. London, strong. First day, down. Very, very strong. Next day, down, very, very strong. What do we have today? Up, very, very strong. Where do you get that shift? More of that reversal in price? Well, timing. Timing can be key, right? You can see how this literally dropped at 9 o'clock in the morning today. Going into those AM hours, there's basically like a window, usually between 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock in the morning is sort of that window where you're likely to get reversals on gold in New York session. Basically that kill zone window, right? That kill zone window between like 8, 10 a.m. New York session is a lot of times where you'll see that shift. So I was able to catch sells on gold today, and I sent that signal out today for all of you guys inside the inner circle, right? Understanding that behavior. So what is strategy? And when you understand gold like I do, after you've dedicated your life every single day for the last 10 years, 11 years, and I mean every single day, 100,000 hours collectively on the chart. Like, mind you, I've streamed every single day for 11 years. Like, I've streamed a lot. I've done a lot of lessons. I've had a lot of time on the chart collectively, right? So when you've dedicated your life for 11 years to something, You understand it. You've seen a lot, right? So it's behavioral characteristics, structured behavior, right? Behavior patterns that repeat over and over and over again, right? And seriously, like, take notes on these calls, because what I'm talking about on these calls, right, with you guys, took me years to refine, right? So even if you really just implement 20% of everything of what I'm teaching, like everything, you take some pieces of everything I'm teaching you, whether it's mindset, discipline, but learning how to execute better, you start studying it, your trading will change. So take notes, write this stuff down, everything that I'm teaching, rewatch these sessions, right? We got one more session tonight that we're going to be going over. I'll answer some questions. I see some questions in the chat. I'll be getting into some questions soon. So you have to understand timing, guys, because I'm going to talk about timing right now. If you look at today, April 30th, I sent one trade on gold. And that was at 12:55 a.m. So that might seem like a random time, right? But for me, it's a perfect time. It's right before London. It's right before volume starts coming into the market. And it's still late. It's still Tokyo session. Like, Tokyo session is still, active, like finishing late Tokyo. So a problem some of you guys might have in your trading is you're rushing your trades, right? London can have different movements. Tokyo session can have different movements. New York session can have different movements. And that's a lot of sessions. That's 3 sessions, 3 major sessions a day, 5 days a week. That's 15 sessions per week, 15, 30, 60 sessions per month on average, right? There's trades to catch. Some of you guys are rushing your trades, FOMOing into your trades, chasing moves at the wrong time. What you got to understand, and what professional traders understand and have the ability to look at, is if they missed a move and say, okay, you know what, I missed this, let me wait for the next time. And so, I missed this trade, or I should have been in this, or there's no trade here. Let me wait for the next time. Let me lean towards the next time. I'm proving that today, because today, the proof, I'm not just talking bullshit right now. And that's the thing about these sessions and me. I don't just talk bullshit, sugarcoat shit. I'm talking about shit that I did the same day. I'm teaching you guys literally as I go. Because if you go on class number 1 today, I taught you guys stuff, talked about stuff. It might sound like blah, 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 mindset, bullshit, same stuff you've heard. But right after I got off the session, I took a trade, right? Right after I got off the session, right? So it's like the stuff I'm talking about, it's not bullshit. It's not all this theory. It's not gimmick little theories and little screenshots of perfect before and afters, right? That's why a lot of you guys are not as good as you can be at trading, is because most of the content you probably consume out there is just perfect, right? It's a perfect strategy that when you backtest it, it's perfect when you backtest it. It's perfect when you look at the before and afters. It's perfect when you watch the videos. But when you trade it in a live market, in real conditions, with money on the line and your emotions are there, things are different now, right? It's a totally different strategy now, and you don't even know how to approach it, right? So a lot of it's in your psychology, because we all have the same charts, right? If one trader can send 2 trades in one day, you should be able to find a couple trades in the week maybe, or even at least spot them, right? Your eyes should be able to get to a point where you look at the chart day by day and be like, oh, I missed that trade. But at least I was able to recognize it. I missed that trade. Because if I can catch 2 trades in a day, imagine how many trades I'm saying I missed, right? I caught 2 trades today. Imagine how many setups I missed. I probably could have caught 4 trades today, to be honest, 3 at least, but I missed 1 trade, right? 1 setup. So I have the ability to take 2 trades in a day, right? I just have the ability to see way more, right? So you have to train your eyes repetitively, right? Some of you guys probably just jump around from strategy to strategy. So if you guys want to level up, right? If you guys are actually serious this year and want to level up by 2027 and not be stuck in the same loop, trading loop, right? Take this information serious. Take the next step serious, right? I'm about to show you guys some cool things that are coming, right? And everybody that's new here needs to seriously lock into the next phase, because most of you guys have been trading already for a year, 2, 3 years, and You've seen no results. You've just been wasting time, right? How long until it takes you to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again until you realize this isn't actually getting me results, right? Until you realize, like, I need something different. I need some different type of push, right? Because I caught 2 trades today. Simple, right? And some of you guys are asking me, where's the next trade? I need a trade. And it's like, you guys should be able to see trades on your own too now, right? If you've been trading now, right? Some of you guys are looking for trades and it's like, yo, there's been 2 trades today, right? Some of you guys are on here new. So that's one thing, right? To understand about the markets. That's why you guys are here. And that's why you guys are showing up, right? That's why you guys are here, to learn how to level up. Because if one trader can find 2 trades in a day and you can't see those trades, that means something's missing. If one trader can spot gold buys in London, gold sells in New York, and you can't see those, something is missing. Something's missing for you. Because I could do this every day. I could do this every day for the next 3-4 months as we go into May, June, July, August, right? Every day, I'm going to be doing these lessons. So if you can't see these trades, right, something is missing, because I could do this every day. I could show you trades every single day that happen, right? Trades that I take, trades that I miss even, right? But if you have to open up your eyes to be able to see them. You have to take a step back. You have to sometimes ignore all the bullshit, relearn stuff too. Some of you guys might be in that mix where you have to relearn some trades, right? Easy buys today, new London session. So we broke down some of the trades earlier today on class number 1, right? Class number 2, I just wanted to talk more about timing, right? Because my first trade was taken hours before the second trade. A lot of you guys and most traders, they'll lose a trade, they'll jump into the next trade 10 minutes later. Or they'll win a trade and they'll jump into the next trade 10 minutes later, and there goes all their profit. And they wonder why they're not consistent. Because they're not actually waiting. That's not patience, right? Even if you're making money. A lot of you guys make money, or I'll notice this because when a trade hits take profit for me, right? We'll make money and everyone's looking for the next trade 5 minutes later, right? So that is an inconsistency habit, right? Because that's how you end up over trading, right? And most traders don't lose money from blowing accounts and stuff. They lose money from not they lose money the most from not being ready for the opportunity, right? Like the real trade that comes in front of them that they should have took, because they over leveraged or they over traded in their emotions. So one thing that I wanted to get installed in your mind, because if you guys learn with me every day, you're gonna hear me talk about this stuff every single day, right? This is only surface level, guys, on what I could really just go over in 1 hour. We got 10 minutes left on the call. And I got some cool things that I want to show you guys, because the next phase is loading. All right. Got some cool things I want to run down from you guys, for you guys real quick here and show you. It's actually cool. It's exciting. But first trade I took was literally here, right before London session. Gold buys was solid, one and done. Next trade, I'm waiting more towards time, right? Because you have to give yourself that ability to be like, okay, market's gone up for 5 hours. I haven't been in the market. This is good. I've been patient. That's what patience is, right? So I took my first trade near London. I take my second trade near New York. When you understand gold, it has that ability. So what's the power there? What is the true power there? If I didn't take the trade in London, I still would have had a trade in New York. Or I took the trade in London, I don't have to trade New York. What is the power there of understanding time, right? Strategies, market, just having a real understanding of the asset. Is that, look at, like, I was able to spot 2 trades today, right? Right? What if I didn't spot the first trade? Second trade was still there, right? Second trade was still there, which came in New York session. Literally easy sells, reversal setup, right? If you understand support and resistance too, like the market was trading near a previous support level that just turned into a resistance there. Simple stuff. So timing is key. And the next phase is loading, guys. We got 10 more minutes left on the call. Like I said, if you missed class number 1, make sure you guys check it out. right? And now's the time to lock into the inner circle. Limited time right now. If you're not inside the inner circle, we have an offer that ends tonight at midnight. Literally midnight is like what? 7-8 hours from now, I think, about that. We have an offer tonight that ends, guys, at midnight. All right, so this is just surface level, guys. What I went through right now is just surface level of everything. Same with class number 1, class number 2, class number 3 is going to be tonight. It's all really just surface level of everything and the amount of time I can spend on this stuff and just go over so many examples, right? So take that into consideration with everything that I just showed you, because it's pretty much just the surface. There's a way to have all of this plus way more in my personal guidance every single day, and it's called the inner circle. If you're not inside the inner circle, make sure you join today. Make sure you lock in, because we have a limited time offer that expires tonight at midnight. It's literally expiring because tomorrow's May 1st. And we're launching the Inner Circle website too. So this offer expires at midnight. It's for anybody who's not inside of the Inner Circle. The link is in the chat in the description of this video. You can book a call with me and my team before midnight. Do it before midnight. I'm telling you, lock in right now. Now is the time to level up your trading. Like, if you're sick and tired of staying in the same place, not seeing results, not getting those breakthroughs you've been looking for, Inner Circle is the place to be, right? The Inner Circle, like, I bet, and I'm not trying to sell anyone here, but I know you guys have taken courses. You've probably been in academies. You've probably been in Signals Group. You've probably bought other stuff, this, and that, right? This is the last course you would ever need to be a part of, to be honest, right? And that's what it's made, and that's the direction that this community and ecosystem is heading towards, right? The whole entire ecosystem, the whole entire website is going to change everything from getting started to all the features and services inside of this. I'm super excited. It's somewhere I'm going to be super active. This has been one of my dream goals. After 11 years of trading, I finally have my own website after 11 years of putting the time in, putting over 100,000 hours in, making millions of dollars trading, also in cryptocurrency as well, and just going through it all. I finally have my own website. So it's been a goal of mine, something I've wanted to do. And the reason I want to do it is because I have a passion for teaching, right? I have a passion for creating results for people, helping people level up, and just helping people understand the real depth of a process when you actually have a real system, right? So we're taking that depth a whole lot further with Inner Circle 2.0, which is the new website that is rolling out in May. In the middle of May, May 15th, we are launching this website. So anyone who's an Inner Circle Elite member will be a part of this website. This is where I'm going to be doing my daily live classes, right? Daily live classes. So these are going to be real live, kind of like right now. We're live right now, but we're going to be live inside of here now. So I stream on YouTube a lot, but that's going to be changing very, very soon. I'm going to be streaming mainly inside of the Inner Circle, real-time trading sessions with myself, not recorded, not delayed. Well, everything will be recorded, but they're all in real time. So this is going to be where you're going to have the full strategy access, which is going to be with the complete classroom. We're working on finishing that today and tomorrow, and a lot of other stuff with the scanners. So this is the complete breakdown of everything, the classroom. We are just about, I would say, 90% complete. Trading journal as well, services and features, signals. So the complete system, everything's shown today, but all of it and more. The full framework, the rules, the playbooks, live trade alerts, signals, Discord community, and the whole entire course access, structured curriculum for beginner to advanced traders. All right. This is basically how you gain personal one-on-one. This is like having that one-on-one mentorship path where it's a private group. It's a community of people who make decisions, right? It's not for everyone, right? It's not for everyone. I'm like, you guys can book a call, right? we're gonna ask you what are your trading goals? Where are you at? Like, what are your guys' trading goals? You don't have to join the inner circle. If the inner circle is not the place for you, we'll figure that out. What are your trading goals? Where do you want to be a year from now? If a year from now you want to level up as a trader, you want more information, you want in-depth value, this is definitely the place to be because we're taking things a full step further. Scanners, tools, those are all going to be added on to here and stuff. All right. So you got the whole entire ecosystem, the whole entire community here for you guys. That is coming. But like I said, there's a limited time offer for anyone who's not a part of the inner circle and wants to be a part of the inner circle. Well, I'm going to tell you, now's your time to join because you will regret it if you don't join now. If you wait a couple weeks, if you wait a month, if you wait till next year, a lot of times going to pass and you're going to miss out on a lot of trade signals. You're going to miss out on a lot of strategy lessons. You're going to miss out on a lot of daily live sessions and just the whole overall curriculum moving forward. So I'm going to answer some quick questions. But like I said, everything is in the chat. If you want to book a call, if you're not in the inner circle and you've been waiting, don't wait too long because I know there's some people in the chat right now who waited on the first phase and the first couple things and they ended up paying more because they just waited longer. All right. They wanted to join and they said, oh, I'll wait 6 months. I'll wait some time. That 6 months, they missed signals. They missed trades and the price went up also in that time. And you can only imagine with this whole website that's coming out. And this isn't even the full finished version, right? When it's finished, you guys are going to see the full complete version for the people that are on the inside. All right. So that's loading May 15th. All right. So call number 3 will be tonight. We're going to break down more stuff tonight, guys. There might be a trade idea on that call as well. I might do some analysis. If you're inside the inner circle, I'm going to go live in a little bit. We're going to wrap this call up in a couple of minutes here, guys. Hopefully you guys got some value. Type in the chat if you did. And yeah, I see we had a lot of people tuning in from all over the world. Again, Nigeria and South Africa back at it. Europe's always here showing up. What's good? Germany, Slovenia. Do I see sales coming soon? Maybe. Let's see. Class number 1 was recorded. So was this one. We went over more about market timing, talking about timing in this one. And hey, timing's important because a lot of you guys might be spending your energy, maybe just taking your trades at the wrong times. And that's why you might be stressed about your trades or their trades aren't hitting. You're just maybe spending more of those hours at the wrong times. Not looking for trades. We listen. Lifetime access. Inner circle is lifetime access. Yep. One-time payment, lifetime access, limited time offer, expires tonight at midnight. All right, we're rolling it out. Class number 3 is going to be tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to tie more things in together. Talk a bit about risk management, psychology, and just more overall on execution with entries. I'm going to be showing more examples from this week and today. We're pretty much going to do, tonight's going to kind of be like an inner circle session. A little bit. Like I said, this is brief, straight to the point. As much as I could do in an hour. If any of you guys have trained with me before, sometimes we talk in 2-3 hour streams. Some people are asking about trades. Do I see sells? Maybe. Maybe. Dollar dumped, so we might be getting those Friday buys. Took me 4 months to understand the strategy and be able to make trades on my own. So take that into consideration, folks. That's Christian. Christian was one of those people. Yep. Any tips about Tokyo session? Tokyo session's good. I trade Tokyo session the same, like Tokyo session, same thing. Like most people think Tokyo session's not good for gold, right? You just kind of got to be on a little bit before Tokyo starts. Kind of like the same thing. Like London starts at 3, so it's good to be a little bit on before. Tokyo maybe even a little bit before because like look at yesterday. There was a good sell at Tokyo session yesterday. There was a good sell during Tokyo yesterday, which led into a buy. Because it's gold, like Tokyo session, like I send signals frequently. So because it's gold, like Tokyo session still moves. A lot of traders don't like Tokyo session because it might seem meh. But because it's gold, Tokyo session does move. Any questions? Book a call with me and my team. You could purchase directly. We could drop the link. If you want to purchase, we could directly drop the link in the chat. Or just book the link, book a call in the calendar there. And my team will get back to you. Italy's in the house. So book a call. Any of those questions about payments, payment plans, and stuff like that, I'll book a call with my team. But yeah, those options are available coming with the new website. With the new website, we're going to have payment plans available because it's a website. But yo, I'm out, guys. I'll see everybody next stream. Make sure you guys lock in tonight. So tonight, we're going to be back in 4 hours. So we're going to be back. That's pretty much Tokyo session. That's a prime time that I like to go live. I usually go live when I pop up in the inner circle at that time. So we're going to be back tonight in 4 hours. Make sure you let everybody know to hop on the call. That'll be the last call where we'll tie more of this stuff and information together. But I'll see everybody on that call. Make sure you hop on 4 hours from now.